Welcome to Storytime with Chief, brought to you by E1T1 Entertainment. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you enjoy the episode, feel free to hit the Cash App. Any donation is highly appreciated. Peace. Yo, welcome to another episode of Storytime with Chief, brought to you by E1T1 Entertainment. And on Storytime with Chief, I will not be talking hip hop, I will not be talking sports, I will not be talking current events. I created this platform for people that been through the wars of life and came out triumphant on the other side. And my guest today, my boy Jay. Round of applause, round of applause, round of applause.
Appreciate it.
I love the Knicks hat. You know it. You know it. What's going
Yeah,
on, brother?
yeah. I'm a big Knicks fan, but I also mess with LeBron. So if they ever in the finals together, you know what I'm saying? But I'm definitely probably gonna roll with the Knicks.
Oh, man. Now, you got to roll with the Knicks, bro. Like, I was a big T-Mac fan back in the day. Tracy
Oh, okay,
McGrady.
yeah.
I
So you can
always
relate.
rooted for him, but when he came to the Garden, it was F
Yeah, yeah,
T-Mac.
yeah, 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 yeah.
You know
You
the
you you
vibes,
see
man.
how loyal you is when you know what I'm saying when it come down to it. Not your facts.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, Jay, what's going on, brother? First, how you been? How are you?
No, I've been good, man. I'm doing good, man. By the grace of God, thank God, you know what I'm saying, for another day. But I've been good, man. I can't really complain, man. I'm alive. So
Amen.
that's a big step. When we open our 2 eyes every day, it's like I said, that's a gift already.
No, that's a fact, bro. And I've been wanting to have you on the E1T1 podcast to talk sports and hip hop for a
Yeah.
minute. But when I created Storytime with Chief, I'm like, nah, this is it. This is the platform to have you on for sure. So let's
Now,
get started, bro. Where you from?
I'm from East New York, Brooklyn. Actually, Cypress Projects to be exact.
Okay. Brooklyn
Yeah.
all day. You know that. I'm from Brooklyn too. You feel me? How was it growing up in Cypress?
It was interesting, man. It was fun. I mean, I can't lie. I took a lot from what I learned, whether it's from the hustlers, whether it's from seeing fights or seeing people, seeing somebody shot. I think, it gave me a different perspective, you know what I'm saying, on life. And sometimes people from the hood don't really get the opportunity to go out. And I
Mm,
remember one time, man, we was shooting dice and somebody had got shot. And for me, we was all just watching. And I don't know if God gave me a revelation, but like when I went home the other day, I'm like we become to be numb to things like that's nothing. And then when you go and tell somebody that this happened, like nah, that's
trauma.
something serious. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah,
something you see
bro.
on TV, but I think being in the hood is like a trap, so you kind of get numb to certain things that people would think is wild and crazy.
Nah, I feel that, bro. Cause I'm still in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like you gotta, I don't live no street life. Obviously, I'm doing this, chasing my passion and stuff like that. But I live in that environment, and our generation and our age group versus the age group that's out here now is totally different. We thought we saw bad,
yeah,
but
yeah,
what's going on in the world right now? It's like every
yeah.
day, bro. So I could understand that. So you said you were in Cyprus, born and raised. How was it like in the home? Was it like your mother and father? Like, how was that upbringing as a child?
Oh yeah, so my house was like the party house. My father wasn't around, but my stepfather raised me,
Mm,
which is my brother's father. He passed away,
rest in
unfortunately,
peace.
and I looked at him as my dad. So
Yes, sir.
he was working doubles. So a lot of times, I grew up in a Spanish home, so a lot of times I'm breaking night. My mom not saying nothing. I'm outside. I'm doing what I want to do. So even though he was trying to be strict, it's so much he could control when he was not there.
Yes,
So
sir.
um, I got 5 brothers and sisters. I'm
Oh,
6 in total. So we had a little
okay.
Brady. We had a little Brady bunch in there. So growing
Yeah.
up, growing up as a little wild, sharing rooms with my brother.
Oh,
Living
you the
living a life.
oldest?
No, actually, I got an older sister.
Okay.
Yeah, I got an
So you're
older
you're
sister.
number two.
Correct. Correct.
Okay.
In a
All right.
sense, no,
So
actually, so I actually have two older sisters than me. I'm the oldest out the brothers. I got two sisters, two older sisters.
all right, and then you okay, so you the oldest
Yeah.
out of your brothers. Were you close to your brothers growing up, or were you in a like far in age?
Yeah, so it was like a little age gap. But like my mother raised us all close, but we were
Mm-hmm.
close in our own way, right? But we wasn't close like, we was having really conversations because when you outside living the street life, you coming in and out, you basically doing what you want to do, and sometimes you kind of miss the opportunities that you have to talk with your family or family time, because we don't really realize it. But a lot of times when you're growing up in the projects or you're growing up in a single parent home, because it wanted to be in a single parent home. My stepfather, he wanted to get sick, and my dad, he wasn't around. So I wouldn't say me and my brothers had a great relationship, but we did speak often. But we had that brother love. It was never no hate or no anything. You know what I'm saying? It was like if it was a problem for J, it was a problem for D, problem for L. It was like we was coming outside.
Yes, sir. Oh yeah, absolutely. And plus with the age difference too, I'm sure you had your own crew of friends.
Correct, correct,
And
correct,
they had
correct,
their own crew of friends because
correct,
they're your
correct,
little
correct.
homies
Exactly, correct,
in a
correct.
sense, right? So
Yeah,
with
yeah.
that,
But
how was it outside as a young kid, like making friends? You got your sisters and your brothers, you got your parents, but like you said, you were outside. It's a Caribbean household. Me too. I get it. Nobody keeping tabs on us. We ain't got no curfew. You know
correct,
what I'm
correct.
saying? That's unheard of. So how was it when you were like outside making friends?
Oh, it was just interesting because everything was new to me. Like, I mean, I lived in East New York basically most of my whole life, right? We first we was on Shepherd, moved to Montauk, and then we moved to the projects. It was a little different because it's different living in basically big buildings, and then instead of small apartment buildings. But
Mm-hmm.
at the beginning it was a little rough, but what I'm saying, like, they accepted me from the jump, and I gotta get tip my hat off. I'm saying they accepted me, from the jump. And we had our little battles and everything like that, but it was cool. It was like an average Sunday. We'll get the two garbage cans. We'll be playing garbage basketball. I don't know if you ever heard of that, but
Yeah,
we'll play garbage
yeah.
basketball. We was lighting trash cans on fire, playing manhunt playing manhunt in the buildings. So they taught me the little things basically about growing up in life, and even those little things, I tell my son, I'm like, hey man, we used to play stoop. You know what stoop is? With the
Nah.
hand. So we used to play stoop with the handball as a curve on the street. You know what I'm saying? You'll take the handball, you basically try to hit the handball with the top of the curve for the street. So it showed you how to be creative. You understand what I mean?
Absolutely.
Making skelly tops, going to the store, going to the store by yourself, making skelly top. So it's nothing I would take back from the hood, but I won't move back there. But it's nothing I take. It's nothing I
Nah.
take back for that. Yeah.
Yes,
So
sir. I remember the days me and my homies used to play basketball with the crates.
yeah, yeah.
We'd
Correct,
rip the
correct,
bottom of the
correct,
crate,
correct, correct,
play
correct.
ball on the block, garbage basketball too, anything to have fun. Versus now where it's just all electronic. Kids ain't coming outside.
Exactly.
You feel me? Ain't no block parties. They 13 with an iPhone, MacBook, and iPad. What I'm going outside for?
No,
It's
yeah,
all
correct.
video games now, but I guess it's a different time. When we were growing up, you really had to be outside to have fun, but still be inside before the lights come on.
Now, yeah, I think also too. I think social media kind of dimmed that light because,
Mm.
first and foremost, me and your age group, we basically supposed to be like the uncles now, right? So
Yeah.
we basically supposed to be inviting them to the barbecues, right? So we got to take
Facts.
we got to take a little blame on that part. But I think
Mm-hmm.
social media dimmed that light because everything that everybody's looking to do is looking to basically be seen or have to be popping. You know what I mean? Like we can't just have a good time. Like you shoot you doing you recording yourself. Just outside, just chilling. To other people, it may be boring. But when you look back and you get older, you're like, yo, those are some dope times. Just
Those are
being
some
able to go
dope
to your
times.
homeboy's crib and have a conversation. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Because
sir.
when you really start looking at it, man, life is really simple. And when you start being all into the social media and having everything having to be a moment, you miss the simple things.
Mm. Everything having to be a moment. You miss the simple things. That's a bar, bro. I remember having to bring my controller over with a multi-tap to play together. You know what I'm saying? Now you just log on to Wi-Fi. You playing with people in Japan.
Nah, facts. I remember taking my cable links to school to trade Pokemon to trade Pokemon with the cable links. You had to have the cable links, and you had to be a certain distance to have the cable links to be able to trade. You know what I mean?
Trade
So,
Pokemon, bro. Even Pokemon cards,
nah, yeah,
Yu-Gi-Oh. Like
facts, yeah.
it was a
hmm
fun childhood, man. But I'm happy you brought up school. So did you also go to school in East New York?
So I went to Franklin K. Well, I went to East New York. I went to junior high school, 218 in East New York, and then and for high school I went to Franklin K. Lane. That's where I started off.
How was junior high school? Let's start there. So you
Junior
get
high
into was
school.
it like a lot of people from your neighborhood, or were you making friends from across town? How was that?
So junior high school was it started off kind of cool, you know what I'm saying? Like I was always like the cool kid, but being the cool kid, got you situations, you know what I'm saying? So I had a
Mm.
I had a fight a few times, and then we
I
had the
have a
pink.
question before you
Yeah.
go. When
hmm
you say you were the cool kid and you had to fight a few times, what was it that made you the cool kid? Was it because you were from the neighborhood? Was it because you always had the new Jordans? Like, what was it that made you the cool kid that ultimately made you a target?
hmm So one, I think I was really born with that aura. You understand what I'm saying? It's like you you
That
you had
aura.
you have a certain confidence, you know what I'm saying, when you enter the room.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
Two, um, at the time I had braids, and my mother was taking care of us. We had the new Jordans, new kicks, so that attracted basically the women. So
Mm-hmm.
when you start attracting the women, you know what I'm saying? Now the other guys or the younger kids in sixth grade or seventh grade is like, oh damn, how you doing what you doing. And then here and
Right.
there, like I played the little boy. I wasn't on the team, but like I was active outside. So, I played the little boy. So, those things, go hand in hand. And then really the younger kids is like, oh, I want to be like this, or oh, I want girls, or they just basically want to be around you.
Yeah, no, I get that, bro. So you was the fly guy, even in sixth grade, seventh grade. But look at the stuff that caused hate in our community. Just because you had braids and the new Jordans, people either wanted to be your friend or be your enemy.
You know who said it best, right? Wallow, man. We control cool. We
We
control cool,
control
bro.
cool.
We control cool.
That's damn, bro. It's crazy. Like, and I bet when you have these conversations now as a parent, your kids or your son probably don't even really believe it. Like, wait, dad, they didn't like you because you had nice sneakers? Yes.
Nah.
Yes. I doubt, I don't even know. Maybe they still go through that now.
And another situation that was happening as well too is so at a young age, it always felt like I was like most of the kids was older than me because like my birthday's in the beginning of the month. A lot of people's birthdays like at the end of the year, which
Mm-hmm.
basically most of the time depending on when they start school. But also too, like my voice, like I didn't develop my voice. So a lot of times like my voice was like softer. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I wasn't so tall, my voice was softer. So and like, all right, look at this light skinned Spanish dude. I was in a predominantly, black neighborhood, and they're like, look at this light skinned Spanish dude. Either we gonna punk him or, they'll start to gossip, like, oh, what I'm saying, oh, his voice is soft. Or if a shorty's talking about him, if a shorty's talking about me, they like, yo, nah, we don't got, I'm saying, he got a soft voice. He sound like a girl. So that kind of triggered, I'm saying, certain situations.
Yeah, nah, I got that. Nah, that, man, stupidity, basically.
Yeah, yeah, correct,
Jealousy
correct,
and stupidity, right?
correct,
So
correct,
that's
correct.
that's junior high school. So was there like how long did it take for you to like build your own crew where that nonsense stopped in junior high school?
So to be honest, bro, like I had a group of people that I would associate with, really from the hood, really from the projects. So the projects is kind of separated. They was kind of beefing. So I lived on a side where they call the middle side. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I would attract more to the older generation, but I was really always solo dolo. Like when you saw me in school, like most of the time, like I moved solo. You know what I mean? But
Yes, sir.
every now and then, if I had to make a call, I make it. But like I was just the type to move solo. I ain't never really moved in really, in real crowds. The crowds
Okay.
that I was hanging in, they was just chilling with the homegirls.
Oh, all right. Nah, that makes
Yeah.
sense. That makes sense. Solo chilling with the ladies, and I'm sure that also brought hate.
Nah, yeah, it did.
Ridiculous.
And it also brought me. It also brought my first child. I had my a child at 15 years old before.
Oh, whoa.
What?
Wait. So, boom, junior high school's over. Now
Nah,
we
junior
go
high
high
school's not even over. It's eighth grade. Eighth grade,
eighth
junior,
grade.
eighth grade, junior high school. I get the call. Eighth
Wow,
grade,
you had a child in eighth grade.
eighth
Wow.
grade,
Wow.
bro. It's
Okay.
so real. I ain't even know I had. I ain't even know I had come, bro. At that age, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna keep it 100,
Bro,
bro.
eighth grade.
Yeah,
You
bro.
don't yeah, you don't even know if you fully hit puberty
Bro, it
at
was so
that
serious.
age.
My grandmother called me down from. I think she was in California. She like, yo, I'm paying for whatever, man. I don't believe this. And
Yeah, bro.
sure enough, it turned out.
So I got a question now because you're a
Absolutely,
parent. I'm not a parent
absolutely.
yet. How do you tell your child when they're in seventh grade and eighth grade to not, get too serious, whether it's male or female, when you were like having sex like in seventh grade? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Nah,
how do you
absolutely.
have that conversation, or is that something you leave for your wife to do
Oh,
or your partner to do?
they always leave it to me. But I got a 9-year-old, and we talk.
Okay.
I got a 9-year-old boy, and I got a 15-year-old son. So I try to open the floor. You know what I mean? I feel the more as dads or mom, you open the floor. You're gonna hear some things you don't want to hear, but you got to open the floor because you got to know your child. So
Open the floor because you gotta know your child. That's another
so
bar.
my 9-year-old sometimes say, "Hey, I got a little girlfriend. I got this or this girl like me," and I be telling him, that's not all cracked up to be. You too young for that. Um,
Yeah,
and and even with my 15-year-old, I'm like, listen, you can ask me anything. I'm gonna tell you because I want to steer you in the right direction. So I want to make sure I don't want him having sex, but I want to make sure he know about condoms. I want to make sure he know
yeah,
about diseases. I want to make
yeah.
sure nobody's out here trying to play him. He know what's going on. So I try to be honest. I try to put myself in their shoes, and being that I'm still young, I just try to have that open conversation. But in the back of the conversation, my mind is still thinking like the parent, like, I gotta watch your ass. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Hell
So
yeah, I gotta
so
watch you.
so every now and then, what I'm saying, we got to take the phone. We need to see what's in the phones. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like
That's
that.
that's crazy, and I admire that. Like every now and then, we gotta take the phone. We gotta see what's in the phone, bro, because you're that guy,
Yeah,
right? So
correct.
back to your story now. You're in eighth grade, and the girl says she's pregnant. Like, what goes through your head at that point?
So to be honest, bro, like I never really been good with emotion. So
Mm.
everything for me is like, all right, cool, I gotta see. You know what I mean? Even sometimes when I get them the death calls, it's like, it don't really hit you till it like really hits you. So I got the call. They like, yo, we gotta meet up in the park. We gonna meet up in the park. We gonna show you the proof, whatever the case is, whatever you need. So when I got the call, I'm like, I bet now I gotta share the story with my moms. So I got the call. I never forget. I got the call. I was in my room. So I'm like, all right, damn, how I'm gonna tell my moms this? So I told my moms, I'm like, hey, listen, so and so saying that she pregnant, blah blah blah. And my moms took it surprisingly lightly. You know what I mean? She's like,
Yeah,
maybe I don't know if she didn't believe it. And then my step pops was like, what? Like pregnant? You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
you're a little kid. So
yeah.
um so so that's basically how it basically went, and then um it just became like I just became like to my family or to the people outside is like, oh man, this guy basically had a child at 15 and got somebody pregnant at 14.
Yeah, bro.
So that's just kind of like how it was.
Damn. So, and you're not even in high school yet.
Nah, I ain't even make it to high school yet.
Yeah, so it's not like you have a job. It's your mom and your stepfather, well, your father, that's going to be taking care of this child at this point.
Correct in the sense, yeah, my mom's definitely absolutely helped me out a lot. Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, yeah,
Like,
correct, absolutely.
but on her side, were her parents angry? Like, girl, you 15. Like, what are you doing having sex? Like, You know what I'm
So
saying? Like,
so that's a two just to add. So I mean, you said a good comment of basically for the community. Like I feel that um in the generation we was being raised in, it's like there's no real thought. I'm gonna have a baby, and there's no thought of how I'm gonna take care of the baby. You know,
mm,
we in our community or the minorities is like, all right, we're gonna have a baby shower, and the baby shower is gonna take care of everything, college funds and everything, and it don't work
yeah,
like that.
it don't work
So
like that.
that was our mindset. You know, we was like, because Spanish people and Jewish, they have a competition. Who's gonna have the more kids? It's like we haven't kids. It's like
Yeah.
and I ain't being racist or not. I worked in the airport, man. I seen them strollers rolling down. You know what I'm saying? I
Yes,
seen
sir.
them.
Yes,
So,
sir.
that was kind of like the situation. It's like, you have a child, and everything else is afterthought. There's no thought of, oh, I need to get my own apartment. It's like everything was just about, hey, I'm gonna get fly. I'm gonna get my child fly. We're gonna be some fly people in the hood, and we're not gonna have. And we're not
Some
gonna have
fly people in the hood.
and we're
Like,
not gonna have nothing. But to answer your question, so she also grew up in a single parent household. Thank God nobody didn't call me or ask me, hey, you did so and so to my daughter.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and I believe her and her mother had that talk because, to be honest, me and her weren't together. So she called me, a few months later. So her and her mother, they already probably squashed everything out. By the time everything,
Oh,
by the time everything got to me, um, you know, she was almost ready to give birth.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So it wasn't even your girlfriend. It's different if you got your girlfriend pregnant and you're along for the ride, but you got a call 8 months in.
So so she
Like,
was she was my girlfriend.
oh, okay, okay,
Uh,
okay.
but yeah, she was my girlfriend, but
Yeah,
we had broken up. So
okay.
I don't know, what was her situation or what was her thought process, but it was, it was a little bit before 8 months, but I don't know. I'm saying what was her thought process, but, um, that's basically when she felt like the time basically to reach out to me and let me know, hey, this is basically the situation that's basically that was at hand, So,
Yes,
and
sir.
shout out to her. She did everything that she can to make sure, what I'm saying, she wanted to have my daughter, and thank God, and you know she had my daughter, a few months early, what I'm saying. So my daughter was,
Oh,
she was, and especially being that she's so small, and having a baby. But thank God everything came out good. My daughter's healthy. What I'm saying.
amen.
She's about to be 21, about to finish college.
Hey,
So
bro, you about to
look,
have a college graduate
21, bro. People don't be believing me when I tell them.
because
Yes,
you look
sir.
young.
Yes,
You
sir.
look
Yes, sir.
young.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
yes, sir. And you also had her young.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
absolutely,
saying?
absolutely, absolutely.
Wow.
That's the
Okay,
gift and
you
the
about
curse.
that's the gift and the curse. And how is your relationship, you and your daughter?
To be honest, it's gotten better as she's getting older, but I'm glad you bring that up. You know what I'm saying? You want to keep the transparency. Um, I think the problem, in our communities or dealing with minorities is like when you don't grow up in a two-parent household, it's like a lot of times it's like when daddy says something, everything is daddy's fault. It's a lot of
Mm,
times that the child is only hearing one side of the story. And,
yeah.
no matter how good anybody else paints you out to be, it's like, sometimes depending on the child is what the mother says goes.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
but now, me and my daughter is definitely building a better relationship. It's not to where, that I want it to be, but it's continued to grow. And even me and the mother is building a better relationship. And I think, as far as parents, I think, you always still growing. You always still, you still have, ways to improve. No matter if you get your child everything you still have ways to improve because, at the end of the day, we still learning, we still growing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
We still searching for ourselves, trying to give a little bit of that to our children. So, we might make mistakes. But other than that, like, you know, we live in different states, but every now and then we basically speaking. Sometimes she comes out, she vacations out here in the summer. So and
that's amazing.
I'm extremely proud of her. You know what I'm saying? She got, a
Yeah.
lot of ways like me. She got a little YouTube channel. She was doing a YouTube channel. So um
Fire. Fire. And how's her relationship with her little brothers?
so being that I moved out the state, it's like, I mean, I kind of got a wild story. So you could, so each of my kids got different mothers.
Okay.
So, um, everybody kind of like lives a little distance from each other. You know what I'm saying? Right now, she's in
Yes.
college, and you know what I'm saying, she's doing her thing. But every now and then, like, you know, she'll do her big sister role. She'll come scoop up her brother on his birthday. You know what I'm
That's
saying? That's
fire.
some dope stuff. And
Yeah.
she's still building her relationship with my little son, because basically being that I moved out here, they don't get to see each other as often. But my little son, he got a phone. His name's Nehemiah, and they, you know, he got his phone and hit her up like, "Hey sis, I miss you. What's up?" So they building it. You know what I mean? They
That's
building it.
beautiful. That's beautiful, bro. You about to have a college graduate, a high school graduate, and then your baby's gonna go to junior high school. But yo, man, I don't want to rush through the story.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you were not only a teenage parent, you were almost like a preteen parent,
absolutely, bro.
and you have a 21-year-old that no one will ever believe, because you
Mhm.
look like you could be freaking 21. You know what they say, bro? Us people of color, bro, we don't age.
Nah,
You
yeah,
feel me?
facts. And
So
that's
boom. So yeah, yeah. Go
not
ahead, go
not
ahead.
too many people know that. You know what I'm saying? Like my dad is Black American. We say he Cherokee Indian, so I got to give him the benefit of the doubt. So my dad is Cherokee Indian, so you know what I'm saying. Maybe a little bit of that black don't crack. You know what I'm saying? It's,
Yes, sir. Black don't crack, bro. Boom. So, all right, let's talk about high school real quick. So you go to high school, and it's like you're not going there to play around, because you got a child. You want to hurry up and graduate and become an adult, get a job, or go to college. Like, so how was it walking into high school? Like, you were already a grown man in a sense, because there were teachers that don't got kids.
Nah, facts. So I don't know if you're aware of it though, but I wrote a book. I wrote a book about. Actually wrote two books. So
Oh yes,
um
two
so
books. Let's
so
go.
so this first book, obviously, you know, you could drop the links in the bio and everything.
Yes, sir.
If you got an Instagram, I'm gonna get yours. This book, you know, for anything that we didn't cover, anybody basically interested, this book, you know, covers a lot of the upbringing of the high school, and you know how I had a child early, and a lot of my church days, and it goes is kind of, this is like an autobiography. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
what's the name of the book?
This is
Tell the
this
people
book.
the name.
This book is called Still Searching.
Still
Subtitle: Who
searching.
Am I? Still Searching. Um,
And where can we get it? Amazon, Barnes and Noble. Like,
oh
where can
yeah,
we get the book?
Amazon. You could follow me on Instagram. Click on the link on Instagram. Um, it's definitely on Amazon. You can reach out to me. I can send you a signed copy. Like somebody, I definitely owe you a book, so I've been looking to
That's
stop by New York.
fire.
Yeah,
Add
and
it
that
right to my bookshelf. Me and my
not
fiance
facts.
will read that.
And that was the first one. And then you know what I'm saying, when we get more in the interview, this was the second book, The War Within. So
The War Within.
yeah,
Ooh,
so
that
these are the two
title. That
books.
title,
Nah,
bro.
yeah, and I speak about some stuff in here, but so high school for me was very different, because like I said, I didn't go with nobody from my hood to my high school, so I'm gonna keep it funky. The Spanish dudes ran the second floor. You know what I'm saying? They was the second floor. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I went to Lane. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to argue,
Yeah.
disagree. So the Spanish dudes, they ran the second floor heavy. You know, it
So
was a
no other person could go to the second floor?
Nah, we had classes there, but I'm just saying, like that was their meetup spot. That was like, if you looking for them, you gonna see them there. Like they was deep. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
a lot of people don't realize, like just in general, like how big, you know, Mexico is. You know what I'm saying? Like Mexico is like the United States. You know,
Mm,
so you know, I just say that to say, like, you know, there was a lot of, you know what I'm saying, a lot of them coming in. There was a lot of Spanish people on the second floor. Um, you had your Bloods. Bloods was heavy in Franklin
okay,
K Lane.
gangs. Yes.
We had four floors, so um, high school was kind of like, I would say it was, for me. It was just kind of like almost like college life, but everybody was like cutting school or hanging out. You know what I'm saying? In my school, like I didn't really find too many people taking stuff serious. You know what I mean? If you
Mm,
saying that you in the ROTC program, you know what I'm saying, people laughing. So for me, high school was more like a hangout. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go chill. I'm gonna go find some. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go smoke. We're gonna find who got the free crib. So for me, it was like I was going to high school. You know what I mean? And I
yeah.
was leaving early. You know what I'm saying? That's why I wanted to get kicked out.
Okay. And you have a child in high school right now, so you know the games.
Correct.
I know you
Absolutely.
be, you know, everything
Absolutely.
you've been through, you learn from.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Boom. So you get kicked out of high school for not attending. So what's your next chapter like after getting kicked out of high school?
Well, that's probably when I bumped into you, man. I met you in Pacific. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
So,
yes,
yeah.
yes, yeah.
So, it was a big roller coaster. I mean, we moved out the projects, right? I had got into a situation. So my mom's like, "All right, we're gonna." Before I went to Pacific, my mom said, "I gotta ship you off to Florida. I don't want nothing to happen to you." So she
Oh,
called my.
it was a serious
Yeah,
situation.
yeah. She said, "911.
Okay.
I gotta ship you off." So she had to talk with my dad. My dad was like, all right, go ahead. I guess send him. So she shipped me to Florida, which was a dope experience, man. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, yo, they treated me like a celebrity out there. I ran into a few dudes from New York. I was rapping, I was doing music. It was a dope experience.
How long were you in Florida for?
I only stayed in Florida for 9 months though.
9 months?
9 months, yeah,
Wow.
yeah, yeah. So I stayed in there 9 months, and I started building my credits back up because I really didn't have no credits, bro. Like by the time I went to
Damn.
Florida, like I didn't even have enough credits to be eligible for the 10th grade. So I
What?
correct,
That means
yeah.
you wasn't going to class.
No, I wasn't. Like I
You
wasn't taking
just
school.
getting fresh,
Yeah,
bagging the
correct,
chicks and looking for the free crib.
correct. So
Ah, okay.
so from Florida, we wound up finding Pacific, which would be the alternative program. You know what I'm saying? That's when I
Why'd you
bumped
come
in.
back? If Florida was like, it was it. You was in school, you was rapping. Like, why'd you come back to New York?
So to be honest, bro, it's like you even when you're not like if you from New York, bro, it's like you never, you know what I'm saying, you never forget about New York. You know what I mean? And then it was like, home is where the heart is. And
Mm, home is where the
when
heart
I was
is.
out there, it was like that was for this moment. You know what I'm saying? Like I learned what I had to learn. Like I got and at the time my pops he was selling too, so it was a possibility that he could get locked up. And
Oh,
me and
okay.
my pops didn't have the best relationship. And then also, he got his wife, he got his set of kids there, he got his situation that's going on.
Oh, you
So
went out there to be with your pops.
correct.
Oh, okay. So he was there for that time, just not for the entire process.
So to be honest, because me and my pops is cool now. So my pops is just the type of basically he's just the type of person like he never really had his father in his life, so it kind of affected him. But he would be gone for 3 years, and you know what I'm saying. My mom would find a way to get in contact, so we spoke to him like every 3 years. It was
Got
just
it.
that he wasn't there. You know what I mean? But it was never like, if I pick up the phone, you know what I'm saying? He just spoke to us when he felt like it. But for
Okay.
that moment, my mom's just like, yo, I'm basically begging for my son's life. Like I
Dang.
feel like if I don't make this move to get him out of here, I don't see him lasting.
And
And
as a father, he's like,
shout
yo,
out to my
come bring
moms for
him.
making that decision.
Nah, hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. So you go out there, you a celebrity, you rapping now, you
Correct.
going to school, and then boom, 9 months, you like, bet, let me come back. Boom. So now you back in New York. Obviously, that whatever it is you had got into, it diffused.
Correct. So it was like regular stuff. You know what I'm saying? You fighting and all. It was just that my mom just looked at it on a deeper scale. You know what I mean? Like I
Mm,
was never in no gang or anything like that, but she just looked at it on a deeper scale. You know what I mean? Like she
yeah,
seen
bro.
people getting locked up, so she just looked at for the future. But it wasn't a situation like I had to run from home and leave home and I can't go.
Oh,
No, it
okay.
wasn't. It wasn't like that. You know what
Okay.
I
All
mean?
right.
Yeah,
For the
yeah,
viewers, he wasn't on the
no,
run.
yeah.
He wasn't on the run. Just
Yeah.
regular street shit that we go through at that age. Boom.
Correct.
So now you come back, but now you're a rapper with clout and you lived in another state. So you probably got a little, you still
Yeah,
a New
correct.
Yorker, a Brooklyn, but you got a little Florida on you now. You
Correct,
probably
correct.
moving different. You feel me?
Correct.
So boom, you come back now. Where are you living when you come back?
Mm. I was living in East New York. I was living on Grant. Grant,
Okay.
yeah.
So right back to Brooklyn.
Right back, yeah.
Boom. And then that's when we met.
Correct.
And I remember when we met, there was a day, you might not remember this, but out of nowhere one day, I think it was either after school or in class, you were like, you was rapping, writing your rhymes and shit. And I'm like, yo, that's fire. And then I think you told me like, yo, I think I'm a like one day in the future. I might want to be a pastor. And I was like, wait, do you remember that?
Absolutely not. I don't remember that. But
Yeah,
but but
bro.
I know it's the truth because you know what I'm saying, like that was it was, God was always in the back of my mind, bro. You know what I'm saying? All
Yes.
the time. You know what I'm saying?
You
Like they
told
ain't
me
even
like,
know
yo,
that. Yeah. God
yeah,
was
you were
always in the
like,
back of my
yo,
mind.
I'm gonna be a pastor, but he's like, one day in the future, I can see myself being a pastor because I'm good with words. And I was like, that's fire. And like you
No
said, you
word?
always been a spiritual dude.
Yeah, so they say, is they got a saying that you say you tell God your plans, he basically he laughs at them. You know what I mean? Like you tell God your plans, you know what I'm saying? Because the plans that he had. So um shout out to you though, because you was able to link me up with my first mixtape cover. I don't know if you remember, but you introduced me to your mans. You brought me on the block. I came through on the block and all that.
Word? You
Yeah,
came in
yeah.
30-second? That's
I'm not sure. I don't.
crazy.
You
Now
took
that's
me to
my
a few
block.
stores. Yeah, yeah.
That's my block. 30
So
second.
the I don't, your man's that used to make the covers. You know what I'm saying? Y'all still cool now. He made me the mixtape cover.
Yo, that's great. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah. You
remember.
you you helped me with my second mixtape cover and all that. You know what I'm saying? I shouted you out.
Word?
Yeah.
That's
So
fire. Were
nah,
you
fact.
satisfied with the cover?
Nah, yeah, absolutely,
What was
absolutely.
the name of the mixtape?
It was called the Perseverance.
Perseverance. Ooh, you came to the block. How was
Yeah,
it? Well, that's my heart. That block is
yeah,
what tatted on me. I
yeah.
rep 32nd forever. Like how
Correct. I
damn,
see
I
that.
wish
Yeah,
I
chilling.
remembered, bro. Was it live when you came or was it calm?
Nah, we met up early in the day. I mean, it was like, it was different for me because I've been in Flatbush, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like I ain't been to an area where it's like, Haitian doubt or Caribbean doubt like that. Like I'm in and
Yeah.
out, you know what I mean? But it was something different for me, but it was like early in the day, you know what I mean? I mean,
Got it.
you said what up to a few of your homies and all that. And I think we went into one of the stores and then we met up. I forgot his name, you know what I'm saying? But solid dude. Solid dude. He actually did two of my covers after that. Like I worked with him after. He did
Oh,
another cut.
that's
Yeah,
fire,
yeah, yeah. He
bro.
did another cover for me. Yeah.
Yo, that's what's amazing about story time with Chief, because I don't even recall that. But you don't recall when you told me one day you could see yourself being a pastor, and I don't and I don't recall you coming to trade deuce, but that's fire, bro. Boom. Okay, so then rapping, you told let's get to it. The mixtape covers. So how serious was rap in your life at that time? Like, are you now done? We done with high school now? You're like, yo, I'm about to be an artist.
So rapping was serious for me. Like I felt like I had a gift. And the most important thing, like when I was born, I felt like I have a story. You know what I'm saying? Like
No,
if you
you
got a
definitely have
story,
a story,
if
bro.
you have a story, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, you have something entertaining to grasp the crowd. So, rap for me was good because it was like a way to release what I felt that I was going through or what I wanted. But then it also brought out a negative side of me, you know what I'm saying? Because
Mm.
I had to try to keep up to live to the standards that I rapped about until I had to have a conversation with myself. It's like, yo, that's not you. I was bringing out an ugly side of myself, and sometimes we trying to find ourselves and we trying to make everybody happy. You know what I'm saying? In order for you to really be like, to continue to go on as a rapper, you have to say some wild things. You know what I mean? It's all about bragging. You know what I'm saying? Who you
Yeah.
killed, how much money you got. So, but that was the journey. Like I really believed. My rap name was J Dot. I don't know if you remember, but
J
that was my
Dot.
rap name, J Dot.
J Dot. Yo, bro, I'm so far removed, bro. Like, but I'm happy I still have
Yeah.
these connections with
Mm-hmm.
you. And most of my guests are people I either worked with, went to school with, or from my block. You know what I'm saying? So it's dope. But I'm trying to recall. I'm sure if you been to my block, I'm sure we was kicking it. Like J Dot, like we
So
was
so
vibing.
so kind of what happened, so you could kind of remember, it was more like a business transaction because remember you was kind
Oh,
of like low key, you know what I'm saying? I know you used to sometimes roll with the Crips here and there, but you was on your, you know what I'm saying, you was on your low key, you know what I mean, stuff. So it was like, yo, man, you had like a mutual interest in the music, and you know what I'm saying, we was
yeah,
we was we was working opposed to even get in the booth. You know what I'm saying? Because you was doing a little bit of the music.
I
You know
was.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I know you was wilding out and everything like that. So maybe it didn't come into fruition like it was supposed to. But you
Yeah.
took me more on the block, like, yo, you're gonna introduce me to the dude that was doing the covers. And you know what I'm saying? That way I could pay him, you know, because back then it really wasn't no Zelle. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I had to come to the box to pay him in cash and everything like that. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And then to
Nah,
introduce
that's
myself to him.
fire.
Yeah.
Nah, that's dope, man. That's dope. Memory lane, bro. This is a story time for me too.
Nah, yeah,
That I was
facts.
able to do that with you. Like, cause you never know. You could have blown up to be Drake.
Nah, yeah, facts.
And I helped you get your second
Nah,
mixtape
facts,
cover.
facts, facts.
And you would have
First,
did this interview for the
second
love.
and third, mixtape covers.
Second
Facts.
and third.
Yeah, facts. Yeah,
Boom.
absolutely.
All right. So then now you in New York, you dropping mixtapes. So how does the progression in music start to change your life and the way you look at things? Because you said you rapping about getting money. You was always fly, so I know you was getting money. But then you like you said, it was like the Tupac effect, right? Tupac would rap about something, then go do it. So I know that was probably a battle within yourself. You spoke of like, yo, bro, like what I'm gonna say next and what I'm gonna do next. You feel me?
So kind of like definitely. So kind of like what happened was, so like behind the scenes, bro, I was like reading. You know what I mean? Like I started off with they had like they used to give out little Jehovah Witness books. So I started off reading those, and then I was like, you know, I was able to complete the whole Bible. So you know, part of me is like
Wow.
I was living a life. I was living a life that really wasn't me. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to come to the realization I'm not a street dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a gangster.
Same.
You know, so I lived there, you know, it's always be a part of me, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to let nobody play me or disrespect me, but you know what I'm saying? Those is not my priorities. It's like God placed me in the place, you know what I'm saying, maybe to come and help those that's still trapped, because I feel the hood is a trap. I feel the projects is a trap. You know, it keeps you there. You stay there, and as everybody's chilling on the bench, talking about basically about getting money, but we don't own no blocks. We don't own anything. You know what I'm saying? We doing more to complaining. And you know,
Bars.
a lot of stuff that I be learning when I just look at families. I look at a white family, I look at a Spanish family, I look at a black family. You know what I'm saying? I'm just looking. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you know, family's important. So kind of like what happened for me was it's just that it was a big situation going on with the Illuminati, right? So it was a situation going on with the Illuminati, and I'm like, yo, this is like my wake up call. So at the time, my son that's now in high school, I was with his mother, and like I was just in the middle. Like I was like, you know what I'm saying? I was caught up. Like I wanted to rap, and I wanted to get out there, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, yo, even if I rap, like I told you, I'm like, yo, even if I make it, like my goal is to, you know what I'm saying, go and tell the world about God, man. Give this all up, you know what I'm saying? Just it was just a way that I thought I could get to the stage. You know what I'm saying? My thing was, how can I get to the stage with my talent? And rapping was so easy. And sometimes I think we undermine our talents. We just think, oh, because I can put words together. You know what I mean? So
sir.
I was looking at how can I get to the top of the celebrities and let them know, like, yo, boom, God is the way. You know what I'm saying? God is the truth.
The way.
So in the mix of that, situation, I was working on my third mixtape with my boy. I was working on my third thing. Things was going good, man. We was performing. Out of town. We was performing at the Pyramid Club. We was performing in places. Yeah, facts. And what happened was my son's mom, she went and got my name tattooed on her and everything. I ain't even asked her. Had my son, and her father was a pastor. So I had to go sit down in the room with the pastor and the wife. It was just, it's another story. So I had to go sit down with them.
Fault, though.
Yeah, I had to go sit down with them because they're like, yo, this is the rules. This is the religion, bro. Like, what you trying to do? Like, you got my daughter knocked up. So long story short, I just kept it a buck with the pastor. I'm like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I take full responsibility, but I can't marry nobody. You know what I'm saying? I'm not at that age to make that decision. Yeah, I made that mistake. I own up to that, but that's a little further because, you know, when you come to that agreement, you gotta, you know, go on and on. And then what wound up happening is that my mother and we was staying with my mother. So my mother wanted saying like, yo, you gotta go. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, you gotta go. Her and my son's mom wasn't getting along at the time. So I never forget, man. Right before I went to work, we were still in my mother's house. We were still there. Right before I went to work, I prayed, and I wasn't something was feeling funny. So I prayed that night. You know what I mean? I try to pray. I prayed that night, and all of a sudden, I woke up out my prayer, and from my prayer, I was just asking my son's mom something. I'm like, hey, listen, I'm like, yo, where's your phone at? And from there, uh, spiral. You know what I'm saying? So I found out at that moment that my son's mom, she was cheating on me. So
My God.
I'm like, yo, you have my child. You know what I mean? And for me, it was like I'm talking to God. Like, oh, like for me, it's like I feel like I'm on top of the world. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
I'm talking to any chick I want to. I'm getting money. Um, I'm just doing what I want in a young life. So for me, I thought when that situation happened, I'm like, oh, God is showing me. I took your stepfather. I took your aunt. You know what I mean? Who else is going on in the camp? So when that happened with my son's mom, when the situation happened, I thought God was talking to me. You know what I mean? Because it was like, oh, shorty got my name tattooed. She had my son. She was a
Yeah.
virgin. She was a virgin. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and the thing was that, you know, it wasn't like we was living with each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Where do you find the time to cheat? Where? You got my name tatted. Like,
yeah.
what are we doing? Like,
So,
we was
so
talking about marriage with your parents.
I mean, it's the young life, you know what I mean? And the crazy thing
Yeah.
is like, what I'm saying, you live and you learn. Sometimes you in people's life for a season, you know what I mean?
Mm. Sometimes you in people's life for a season. Bars. Bars, bro. Damn. So you see her phone, you find out she's cheating. How, I don't know, because she lives with you. Like, and the child, was it your child born already?
Yeah, the crazy thing was that my child was born and my child was hit by a car while she was walking across the street.
Jesus Christ,
And
bro.
thank God for the grace of God. I don't know what was happening, but in that whole situation, it was revealing the other stuff that was going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So she probably caught a little free time on her physical therapy visits, wherever. But in that situation, it revealed because a lot of the stories wasn't lining up. You know what I mean? Like, oh,
Yeah.
so that's kind of like how for me that I found out.
Yo. So you prayed, opened your eyes, and something said, yo, let me see your phone real quick. And then you find out that she's cheating. So do you kick her out? Or your mother had already said y'all gotta go. And
Correct.
mothers always know, bro.
Nah, yeah, correct.
Your mothers always know why God made your mom and her not get along.
Correct. Nah,
Your
facts,
mother
fact.
probably was like, yo, she's up to no good,
Nah, yeah.
respectfully, of
Nah, yeah,
course.
facts. Nah, absolutely. Nah, yeah, you kicking it because my mom is a real one. So after that, like to be honest, bro, like like I'll tell you one thing, bro, because as we young, we don't really understand basically what love is. But I'll tell you one thing, bro, like I thugged it out, bro, and I worked the whole shift. A lot
You
of you
went
not,
right
bro. I
to
was such a
work?
I went right to work, bro, 4 in the morning. It was about 5 in the morning, bro. I went right to work and I was just like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like when I get back, just you know what I'm saying, just get what you gotta get and you know what I mean? Like we'll figure everything else out. You know what I'm saying?
That
With
calm? Like as cool and laid back
no,
as
so
you are? Like,
it was more like the situation was more intense at the moment. You know what I
yeah.
mean? But once the moment left, because you start reality starts kicking in. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a type of dude if you had put a post up. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? It's a blessing to have somebody that nobody could touch. You know what I mean? You
Bar.
know.
Yup.
So that's kind of what I had lived by. So for me, it's all like yo, I'm looking at the greater good. You know what I mean? And for a lot of the times it was like I was young. You know what I'm saying? Like I was only like 19, you know?
Yeah, we
So
still a teenager.
she had my son when she was like 18. So I'm like only 19. And for me it's like like I felt I owed her something. And I was living my life like I owed her something.
Mm.
And I was with her because I'm like, I owe you something. You know what I mean? Like when I saw her push out my son, in my mind it was like this is the first time I seen it. Like I didn't see my daughter get pushed out. I believe my daughter was a C-section, so matter of fact she was. So I didn't see her get pushed out. So when I see her, and I'm like, oh, the baby coming out. I'm like, oh damn, she having to go through this pain. I'm like, yo, you know what? I owe you this. Not that
You're
I'm
the man.
Yeah, not that I love you, you know what I'm saying? But like, yo, I owe you this loyalty, you know what I mean? So
Not
it's
that
like,
I love you, but I owe you this loyalty.
I'm like, you know what? I'm going to change, you know? But in that process, that's when the situation happened. And then God was revealing to me what was going on.
Damn, bro. And that's your 15-year-old mom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the middle child.
Yep. Correct.
You feel all right. Wow. So boom, you just go to work. That relationship ends,
Correct.
obviously. So like, so you go to work. At that point though, did her parents and the whole Jehovah Witness stuff and you reading the Bible, did you bury music at that point? Like, yo, I'm not rapping no more.
Oh, so her parents, the Jehovah Witness stuff, I just got from them handing, just them just knocking on the door. Her parents was other Christians.
Oh,
There was a
oh,
different.
okay.
Um,
All right.
so yeah, that was my entry to the church. I don't know if you know I was in the church. So I was an ordained evangelist. So
Nah,
I felt
keep going.
I feel like I lived 7 lives already, right?
Yes, sir. Nah, I love it. I love it.
I ain't even hit 40 yet, but yeah, I was an ordained evangelist for 7 years. So
What is that?
ordained evangelist is basically like it's a little under a youth pastor or a pastor. You basically ordained to speak in the church, and you basically ordained to go to other churches and preach. You like basically like a registered preacher, you know.
So what you told me in high school, you did.
Correct.
You did. You became a
Correct.
pastor.
Correct.
But yeah, so tell me about that.
So my next step would have been a youth pastor. So basically, like I took that as a sign that God was talking to me. You know what I mean? And all due respect to Shorty, like no disrespect, like we on good terms. And sometimes, bless you.
Thank you.
Sometimes, in telling your story, you know what I mean, you gotta kind of sugarcoat it, and that's how it was in church. You gotta kind of dim it down. But this is no disrespect to her because I thank her. You know what I mean?
No
Like you helped me,
disrespect, Queen.
you helped me find a little bit of myself. But sometimes in telling your story that led you there, you know what I'm saying, other people, you know what I'm saying, is mentioned in that story. I mean, there will always be a part of that story, but
Yeah.
you don't mean no shade to them.
Yeah, no
But
malice.
facts. So what happened is I just took that as a sign as God was calling me. You know what I mean? I felt like he
You
was
read the Bible through and through like a book, bro. That takes a different level of spiritual enlightenment to want to do that.
no, absolutely. I mean,
You
and
could quote
sometimes
scriptures.
it's in you too, bro. You know what I mean? Like it's like it was in Malcolm X. Like Malcolm X is somebody I look up to. You know what I mean? It was in Malcolm X. You know what I'm saying? He was destined to wake up. That was already in him. And, I speak about that in the War Within. You know, a lot of things is already in us. You know what I mean? They just hiding. You know, so it's like
Hiding.
I don't know if you ever heard that story with the Cherokee Indian. You know what I'm saying? It's like whichever wolf that you feed is the wolf that you're gonna become. You know what I mean?
Yo, that's a bar. Whichever wolf that you feed is the wolf you're gonna become. And I'm assuming the wolf is an analogy for what's within.
Correct. You know what I'm saying? And the wolf is also an analogy for who you are as a person.
Fire. That's a
So
bar. I'm gonna clip that up. That's a bar. But go ahead. So you become a youth pastor, yes.
no, so I became an evangelist. I was on my way to a youth pastor. I don't want my bros from the church reaching out to me like, yo, bro, you forced claiming, man. You was never no youth pastor, man. Get out of here with that.
All right. Almost a youth pastor. Yeah. Almost. So how
So
was that?
oh, listen, it's a beautiful experience, you know what I'm saying? But it's so much information, you know what I mean? But to get to the nitty gritty, it was a beautiful experience, man. I learned a lot, and the crazy thing is, bro, is like, look how God works. I become a youth pastor. I become an evangelist. I become a Christian, whatever. So I wound up going to Puerto Rico with my son's my middle child's mom, not her mom, with her mom, my son's grandmother.
Yeah.
So we had wound up going. We was all in Puerto Rico, and God was doing His works because all they listened to is Christian music, everything. You know what I'm saying? So God already started planting that, and I've been even when I was over there, I could like, you know what? I could see myself one day, just like I told you, I could see myself one day, getting myself together, because I'm like, yo, I'm not really a bad guy. Like, I just be in some
Yeah,
bad
bro.
situations.
Yeah.
So what happened is crazy as it seems. I started going. I had visited their church, was the same woman that cheated on me, whatever. I visited their church. So I just continued going to their church. Their church was Spanish, so I didn't really know too much Spanish. So I was bouncing from church to church. And what I did was I still had the third mixtape that I was working on. So what I did was I had like I wrote a song to like the people that listen to my music and the people that was following me, like, yo, this is the reason why I'm leaving. I'm giving my life over to God. And then I'll never forget, bro, January of 2010, I was in the church right there in Shepherd in East New York, woman pastor speaking, and she was saying, yo, you want to change your life around. And I just felt like, death was following me. I said, yo, boom, I got to be the first one to take the step for the family. And I always felt like for the family, even though I'm not the oldest child, that God put that on me. Yo, go and take the step. So I went and took the step. I became a Christian for 7 years, bro. It was so crazy that people used to think I was crazy, bro. My friends used to think I was crazy, bro. I lost friends because we used to spend a night in the church. We used to preach on the train, bro. Bro, we was going to Myrtle and Wyckoff Hospital, bro. I believe it was the ninth floor. It's a lot of patients that's either about to go in a coma or they just super sick, bro. We was going up in there with the church ladies. I'm like, yo, get up, grab your bed and walk. I mean, it wasn't happening. You know what I'm saying? No
Yeah.
disrespect,
But
but
you
we
got
was
faith.
we was walking with that faith. Yeah, it was to the point where
Faith,
they
bro.
kicked us out the hospital. They're like, yo, y'all gotta have chaplain badges. We was going on the ninth floor, like yo, we was making friends. It was like one thing I could say is like when I was in there, I gave it my all, bro. To the point like people thought I was radical, they thought I was crazy, but I'm like, yo, if I'm gonna follow something, if I'm gonna say I'm gonna give God something, I was in there, bro. I was in there like
I
swimwear,
hear it
bro.
in your voice, bro. I hear the conviction. But something that was alarming was that you lost friends when you decided to follow God. That's sad, bro. You decided to follow your faith and become a Christian or whatever religion you would have chosen. That's when your friends are supposed to get closer to you. So were those really your friends or were they just around because you was the fly guy?
I mean, race question. I think too, a lot of it dealt with people don't understand. Like a lot of people have sayings from the Bible, but they don't understand what it really means to live. You know what I'm saying, for God. They don't understand
Mm.
the requirements that it takes. They understand
I'm
from what
still learning those
they
requirements to
yeah they
live for
understand.
God.
Yeah, so the thing is that, yo, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I had preached, and this was actually my son's mom's father, right? I had preached, and he was in his church. Um, he passed away. I'm saying, rest in peace. Much
Rest in
respect to him.
peace.
Yeah, he was a man. He was a real man of God. I had preached in this church one time, and I share this story with you to let you know that basically even the people that's in church, you know what I'm saying, it's like church is sometimes just for Sunday. You know what I mean? And I took church home with me every day. It was a lifestyle. So I preached a sermon on balance. I never forget. I think I used the chapter in Ecclesiastics on balance, where it says the water goes into the river, but it never overflows. And I'm like, yo, that's deep. I think that's chapter one,
The
verse
water
7.
goes into the river, but it
But yeah, it
never
never
overflows.
overflows. You know what I'm saying? I might have said it wrong, but it's basically you get the message. Like, it's
Yes,
all the
sir.
water's reoccurring, but it never overflows, and that's how God made
Yes,
it.
sir.
And I was just saying, I'm like, yo, we gotta have balance. No matter what, balance it with your child and balance with your wife. And I'm like, yo, at the end of that service, man, the pastor came up to me. He's like, yo, man, and he said it in Spanish. He's like, yo, man, I'm gonna be helping my wife with the dishes and everything, man. Like everything you said was true. And for
Yo.
me, it was like for me, it was like an eye opener. It's like, yo, y'all guys is not doing that already. Like I help my girl with everything. You know what I mean?
Mm.
It's like, and sometimes it's like people mix culture with church. You know what I'm saying? And it's like if you've been raised that way, you know what I mean? Like in the Dominican culture and the Spanish culture, you know, you've been raised for the woman to serve you. And I'm like, I don't care how, you know, that culture is. It's like, yo, I'm if I need to get up and get my plate, or if you need help with the dishes, I got you. That's just how I am. I'm not gonna
I'm about
let
to
you
go do dishes right now when we done.
Yeah, because it's like, yo, you listen.
Oh,
Let me share a gem with you, right? Because when you in a relationship, right? Because I see you be saying like, you know, hey, what gem could you get for marriage? When you're in a relationship, right? Eventually, a woman is gonna grow out that stage of having sex, or grow out the stage. Not that she don't want to have it, but women's go through different stages. Like when they're in their 20s, they real hot. You know what I'm saying? When they get to their 30s, you know, things slow down, or whatever the case is, and then when they get to their 40s, things really slow down, right? Their 50s, their 50s, forget about it. But look,
yeah.
it's dependent.
Yeah.
It's dependent on the woman. But what I realize is that you have to take stuff from that woman. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you have to take stuff off her plate. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir.
So if you're trying to set up a good night and you know your woman is tired, you got to take stuff off that plate of hers. And that's what I looked at. The balance is that, you know what I mean? I'm taking stuff off your plate. You know what I'm saying? Let me help you. You know what I'm saying? If I
Let me
help you
help
today, you don't got no excuse tomorrow.
If I help you today, you ain't have no excuse tomorrow, bro. Man, I can tell. I can tell you read the Bible. I can tell,
Yeah.
bro. So you preached a sermon and had the pastor come to you and say, "You, wow, man, you motivated me to help my
Correct.
wife more."
Correct. And that just
Wow.
basically showed me though that a lot of times, you know, we become traditional Christians, you know what I'm saying, or traditional believers. You know what I'm saying? So my father believed, I believe, but nobody's really digging. And, you know, in the Bible, it causes you to basically live that word. You got to become that living word. So I don't need to go and say, yo, Chief, man, you want to be a
Yes,
Christian?
sir.
He gonna be like, yo, Johnny, I like how you living. I like what you're doing. You know what I mean? So that was how that was. But the craziness out of that all, man, is I wanted to leave in the church. You know what I'm saying? And I speak about that in the book. And you know, I know we don't have like the time, but you know,
The
long
war
story.
within. The war within. You speak about that.
I actually speak about that in the Still Searching. You know,
Still searching. So
the Still
why'd you
Searching.
leave the church?
To be honest, so there was a lot of promises, right? We was going to the hospital. We was telling people get up, take your bed, and walk. You know what I mean? We was doing stuff that Jesus did. We was on the trains preaching, you know, and people was prophesizing like, yo, hey Johnny, you know, you and your crew, because I had a crew in the church too. I finally had a crew. So they're like, yo, you
In the church. That's the best place to get a crew.
So they like, yo, you and your crew gonna be casting out demons. Y'all gonna be doing this and this and that. And it was just like a lot of people was prophesizing and stuff. And then one of the dudes that was in my crew, this dude was, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say his name out of respect. This dude was dancing in the spirit, dude was speaking in tongues. And he was bisexual. And not that nothing against none of that, you know what I'm saying? But that
Yes,
wasn't what
sir.
he was forced claiming. He wasn't claiming that. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's different if you come in claiming that. So he wasn't claiming that. So, you know, for me, it was like I was starting to see like you know a lot of things are acts. You know what I mean? So if
Mm.
when I walked in the church, you know what I'm saying? One day I walked in the church because I was going to church for a whole year, but my mom wasn't in church. So I walked in
That's
the
a
church.
bar.
I walked in the church and I was observing. I was praying to God and I was observing. And I'm like, yo, so in the Pentecostal church, and there's no disrespect to the Pentecostals, but that's what I was going to. So in the Pentecostal church, when them drums start going, that beat start going and start getting up, you either start hearing people speaking in tongues, you either start hearing them dancing. Now, I'm not to say what it is or what it's not, right? But I noticed it was a domino effect. You get hit, you get hit, you get hit, you get hit. So I started to watch. And I started to watch basically what was going around. I started to watch me. Now I could say, hey, God, help my unbelief. And I pray for that. That's like one of my favorite prayers. God help my unbelief. Because I still believe in God. But I can't pin him down to one religion. I can't pin him down to anything. But I know God is real because, you know, I'm alive. You know what I'm saying? My kids survived in the stomach for 9 months. But what I started to do was I said, I gotta practice what I preach and I can't be controlled. So I felt the church was trying to control me, what I say,
Mm.
what I do. And I said, you know what, man? I started to think, I said, back in the days when they had slaves, the slaves was they was using a Bible on the slaves. In the Bible it says, slaves obey your master. Now we could get into deep whatever into that, but that's what it says in the Bible: slaves obey your master. So I said, you know, this book, and that's the best book I ever read. You know what I'm saying? The Bible's the best book I ever read. But the book is, for control. So I don't want to be controlled by men. God, I need you to lead me. And that's how I came upon the name Still Searching for my book and for my Instagram. And I shared
Still searching.
and I share this message. I was reading at home and I'm reading the Bible. And this is when I left, because even to this day, I left the church. But crazy that it be, every now and then I still visit the church. I still visit a church, and I'll tell you why. Um, and I still read, because there's some deep stuff in there, and I learned that as a person you can't be ignorant to not look at something. Like I read the Quran. You know what I'm saying? I read Hindu things. But I was reading a book, and then I saw in chapter 5 in John, it says, Jesus was telling the Jews, search the scriptures and you'll find me. I'm what the scriptures is testifying about. So I said, all right, God, I'm going to put you up to your word. I'm going to continue to search the scriptures. And while I'm searching the scriptures, I'm going to search for myself. And I need you to show me that. I don't want the preacher coming to me and telling me. I need you. In the Bible, you revealed yourself to the people. I need you. You know what I'm saying? You in spirit, I need you. I need to see you. I need to see you in my dreams. I'm tired of the people trying to lead, and then you find out he got dark secrets behind his closet. And the word Still Searching, that's my Instagram name and the book name. And I thought about it, and I said, you know what? I'm still searching for myself.
That's a bar.
And when I
Still
told
searching
people
for
that, they like,
myself.
what? You still searching for yourself? How, man? You in church. That's why you need to give your life to God. And then I said, no, we make everything about God. But the thing is that you have to realize, as a man, bro, you still learning. As a woman, you still learning. You still growing, especially to those that didn't have their fathers there. Bro, you still learning every day, bro. Like, I learn something new every day. I don't know it all. But I
Don't stop
still
learning.
I still learn that I'm still searching for myself. And in that process, you begin finding yourself. And you say, you know what? I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? You begin to realize, nah, that's not me. I don't like that drink. And the more you go on that journey, the more you find out who you are. So that's what the book Still Searching is all about.
Damn, I gotta read Still Searching. I gotta read The War Within. Like,
Absolutely.
this conversation, this story time has me feeling like righteous. Not that I'm an evil person in any
Not your
way,
facts, facts, facts,
but
facts.
as a man about to embark on the journey of marriage, I want God to be a part of my marriage. And
Absolutely.
God already is. Me and my
Absolutely.
fiance, like, we
Absolutely.
both work hard. We both pray
Absolutely.
3 times a day. We both believers, same religion, same everything. But I want to start living in my faith, not just believing. So we spoke about ultimately finding a church to visit together. You know what I'm saying? So to have this interview is so fitting. But before we close out, and I'm going to need the links for your books, like, where are you and how are you doing now, today? Because your journey is legit a book, and you wrote 2 of them. So what's up with today? Like, you moved out of New York. How's your life right now?
So we actually just went to church this Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Me and my wife. So we went to
Okay, so you have a wife now.
yeah, yeah,
Congratulations.
yeah. We've
Okay.
been married for going on like 12 years.
Amen. 12 years of marriage.
Yeah,
Shout out to the wife. Okay.
yeah. So we went to church. So my life is like with the kids, man. I'm a real family man. I stop and I see the family. My family's out here with me, and for me, it's just like, I'm learning as I'm growing, right? I had, CDs, I had clothes, and I learned sometimes, bro, like, life is really about the simple things when you start looking at it, and I realized I'm like, yo, hey, listen, I could do a job and I could bring in close to $100,000. What I found out, I'm like, hey, listen, I could do a job and bring in $100,000 instead of having to create a business and I'm only making $30,000 and I got to pay three different employees $20,000. So for me, life like for me is it's still finding myself, in a journey because I'm still learning every day. I still believe in God, so I still go to church because I want my son to have that positive mindset, and I don't want to take that from him. You know what I mean? I don't want to tell my son, hey, don't believe in God because I did. I want my son to find out his own path because sometimes church is good for us. You know what I mean? To hear a good word. So my a day in my life is just like with the fam, saving money, looking to invest. I'm an entrepreneur. Um, Soon I'm gonna be working on my third book, and that's really what it is all about, man. Is enjoying life, and praying every day that I'm saying that God reveals Himself to me that I could go to my other journey. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Bro, Jay, this was a good one, brother. Like, I cannot wait to put this episode, this story time, out to the people so they could, like, you're not just one thing, bro. You were a teenage father, a rapper, a second teenage father again. Then you moved, you came back, you lived in Florida, like, you tried it all. And the one thing that never changed with you was your faith in God.
Amen.
And that's a blessing, my brother. Tell the people where they can find you, man. Tell
Are
them your
you
Instagrams, where they can find the book, everything.
You can find me on Instagram. Instagram name is still searching 30. Everything spelled correctly. STILLSEARCHING 30. The book, you can find it on Amazon. If you have any issues like finding a book because it's other names, you could just always click on my Instagram. The links to my books are in my Instagram page.
Yes, sir. Thank you. All right, y'all. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Storytime with Chief. You can follow me at each the number one teach the number one podcast, Spotify, Apple Music, everywhere. Like E1T1 podcast. Shout out to my guest today, Jay Salute King. Your story was incredible, and I can't wait to bring this to the public. You already know the word, y'all. If you like the episode, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you really, really like the episode, hit the Cash App. All donations are highly appreciated. Peace.
Salute.
Welcome to Storytime with Chief, brought to you by E1T1 Entertainment. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you enjoy the episode, feel free to hit the Cash App. Any donation is highly appreciated. Peace.